Welcome to Pete's Guide. This is Metric Monday, but this is not just any Metric Monday. It is Monday, June 16th, my birthday, and that makes this a Metric M&M Martini Monday. Let's have some fun learning about the metric system. So this is an M&M Martini because I once heard, and I swear I once verified, that every regular M&M is exactly 1 gram in weight. Sorry, mass. So there's 5 M&Ms, but they come out to 4.3 grams. So they're obviously a little bit less. Based on my measurements, 0.88 to 0.91 grams. And I swear, in the last year I've measured, weighed M&Ms and found that they were almost exactly 1 gram apiece. So I don't know what happened. I think I just might do a little investigation and start a change.org petition to make M&Ms metric again. So the next thing we need to talk about, let's get my unused items out of the way, is measuring liquids. So these measurement cups, I have 4 here. 3 of them have 4 to 5 measurement systems on them. This Joy has ounces, not labeled as fluid or US or imperial, cups, teaspoons, milliliters, and tablespoons. And so that's frustrating. Let's get that out of the way. Here's a glass one from Anchor Hawking. It's only got 4 measurement units, but we have milliliters, tablespoons, teaspoons, and ounces. And again, the ounces are not labeled as to US or imperial or fluid or weight. And that's frustrating. And then this is my favorite. As you can see, it does get some use. And it also has the same set of measurements: tablespoons, teaspoons, ounces, not labeled as to what type of ounces, milliliters. So let's get that out of the way. That leaves me with this, which I bought specifically for this episode. And it is made by Carter with a K, and it measures 5 to 50 milliliters in 1 millimeter increments with half a milliliter accuracy. And let's get the scale out of the way since we're not using that, since we're done with that. And then I can spread out the rest of my mise en place. And let's start measuring the ingredients. So the recipe that I'm basing this on is the standard IBA, International Bartenders Association, recipe for martinis. So it calls for 10 milliliters of vermouth. I'm going to swap out the vermouth with creme de cacao. And let's see. Oh boy. I'm not sure how well I can do this on camera accurately. Oops, that's not accurate at all. I have to pour some out and do that off camera. And let's see. Okay, that's close enough for Monday. So I've already pre-positioned the ice in the shaker. So there's the 10 milliliters. Let's get that bottle out of the way. And now the recipe calls for 60 milliliters of gin. And of course, I'm a fan of gadgets, which means I'm a fan of Bond, which means I like vodka martinis. So let's fill this up to 10. And overshot a little bit, so we'll pour some of that out. A little bit more. And we'll put that in, and then we'll fill this all the way up to 50. Okay. And pour that in. And then, because it's a chocolate martini, I'm going to use 1 milliliter of vanilla extract. This is traditional with chocolate martinis, and I couldn't find a vanilla vodka. So I just had to improvise. And I was just going to use the M&Ms as garnish, but I think I'm going to shake them and see what happens. I've not done this before, so this is totally an experiment on camera. Okay, I didn't think that through. The M&Ms are stuck in the shaker, so I now need to get 5 different M&Ms. And there we are. There's a metric M&M martini. See you next week. This is Pete's Guide, closing down.